Okay, and welcome. In our next tutorial, I'm going to talk to you about adding control sources to basic forms. Now, in our prior tutorial, we set up a customer's form for our database. So here's a basic database that we have here. What I want to show you is how we can bypass these control buttons at the bottom by having bigger, shinier, nicer buttons that do a few other things in the form that you can then manipulate and move around as you see fit. Now, as we learned in our prior lesson, we have to go into Design View, okay, in order to add any kind of heavy lifting. And we also know that the form footer is just another space that we can add things as we see fit. So I've gone into Design View, and I've given some more space to the footer at the bottom, like so. Okay. So I'm going to now go in and I'm going to add some control source buttons right here. Buttons. Okay. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to drag a button like so. Okay. Now, when we do this, the control button wizard comes right on up. Now, if that doesn't happen for you, let me cancel and I'll show you why that wouldn't happen. It's probably because you have this little option right here, use control wizard, shut off. So if you don't have that selected, you won't get that little box that you need. All right, so keep an eye out for that in case that pops up. So we're going to go and we're going to add some buttons. Okay, so I'm going to go in, let's add some buttons, and let's see what would be a good one. Let's go in and we're going to add some buttons to give us the ability to scroll through as we see fit. All right, so when I go into form operations and I have record navigation, let's do this. Let's go to next record. Okay, find next or go to next record. Okay, so what that's going to do, and I'm going to go and click next record instead of actually using a picture, is when I go in to form view and I click next record, it's going to automatically skim through these records. So basically it's going to do the same thing that this thing down here does. Okay, but what's cool with it is it's a lot more user friendly and you can do some pretty neat things with it. So I can move it around, I can change the color schemes, I can do all kinds of custom settings with it. So I have the ability to go in and do that, right? So on your own, why don't you try practicing making one that will go backwards? So this one's going forwards. So why don't we go in, we add another one that will go to the previous record. Okay, find previous record, like so. Okay, it's pretty straightforward, easy to do. So now when I go into the form, I can go to the previous record. Oh, I'm already there. I'm already there. So let's go to next, 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 previous, 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 next, 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 previous, 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 previous. You even have the ability to go in and you can do one that will do things like close the application. And I think that's a pretty fitting thing to do for our last video of the day. So I'm going to go back in here and I have application options here and I can quit the application like so. Okay, so when I'm finished working with my database, when I'm all said and done, if I click this quit app like I have so, boy, that looks bad, don't we? We need to move that up a little bit in layout view. Oh, so hard to get it perfect. There you go. Move that up in layout view. Okay, so once we're done, we've done everything we need to do. If I click quit app, we're going to close the app and that's going to shut everything down like so. So I hope you've enjoyed the tutorials for the day. I've got plenty more where that comes from because we know that MIS is fun, so is Access, so are reports, queries, tables, and so on. So I look forward to hearing from you soon. Any video that you would like to see, again, please go back in and, hey, like that video. Let me know that you're learning some things along the way. Any questions, go ahead and post them. I'll get them and I'll try to answer you. So we will see you soon with more tutorial videos with anything that you'd like to see.